In a time where mediocrity is accepted and even rewarded, it takes courage to work hard and do something new. And to achieve that, you have to fight a million battles. And I'll always appreciate this because these challenging attempts will lay the foundation to a new path. But just the attempt enough to make a great film? Let's talk about it. Hello guys, I'm Nona Prince and today we're talking about Prasanth Varma's Hanuman, the first film in Prasanth Varma Cinematic Universe. Now I was quite surprised that I actually got to watch a preview show a day before the release in Telugu with subtitles, and there was a lot of audience for a Thursday night show. I think from the trailer of the film it's very clear it's a superhero film with the Telugu masala filmmaking, and I think the blend of it is very well maintained. At no point it feels forced. So going into the film, you need to check your expectations. So if you're not into superhero genre or a fan of Telugu masala filmmaking, maybe this film is not for you. Now the target audience for this film are kids and family audiences, and I would say especially Telugu audience, maybe because I saw the Telugu version, and I think that is the right approach because first you want to get your audience on board. You're building a cinematic universe, you need their backing first, because essentially first of all it's a Telugu film being dubbed in different languages and going pan-India. So if you try to target everyone, you'll end up with nothing. Now I'll call this a very goofy superhero film. There are a lot of references to pop culture, to superheroes. It's definitely not a spoof. It's cracking jokes, it is self-aware, and that's fun to watch because it's well done. The best portions of the film are the comedy scenes. The jokes land, the acting works, there are so many laughs. And when the film became serious during the action, it felt dry. And that doesn't mean it was boring, not at all. You are immersed into what's happening. But comparatively, comedy scenes evoked more reaction from the audience. Now the action in the film was well designed, was well intentioned. All the set pieces were different. It was not the same thing happening over and over again. You get wrestling, you get hero movements, you get a great action plus romantic song moment in a forest. So throughout the film it is kept fresh. But one thing I would say, nothing really stood out as iconic. Of course that takes time, but nothing stood out for me as oh my god, I've never seen something like this. They were definitely very cool ideas. The way a lot of places imagery was created, the whole concept of superpowers, taking inspiration from our own culture, the stories of Lord Hanuman, the way it's implemented is very well done. Even the way the villain is set up, it's a very interesting narrative. It's actually based on a meme, which if you're in superhero genre you would know, and it's very fascinating to see that unfold, and it gets very dark at moments. And I like that the characters are not very stereotypical what we see normally every time. Oh, the villain wants to just rule the world, or he's just evil, and nothing like that. There are more layers to them. Though my favorite character in the film was a sister, and all the moments she get in the film, outstanding. Played by Varalaxmi Sarathkumar really well. Teja Sajja is Hanuman, he shines the most in the comedy bits because he fits in it very naturally. But it was the action bits where it felt like they were trying to ape what other Telugu heroes have done before. I think they wrote a very interesting character for him, and even if the heroism would have done through his characteristics would be more appealing than trying to make him a quintessential hero image. That's just my thought. The comedy actors like Vinay, Kishore, Satya, Get Up Srinu, they were so good. Every joke they were making landed well. See, the director of the film, Prasanth Varma, made Awe, his first film, which is such an underrated gem. So you already know he's a very talented guy, and you see that in the film. Even with minuscule budget, the things he could pull off. I wonder if Adi Purush makers are watching. The cinematography is really good. Some of the visuals they create looks outstanding. Of course, the VFX is not great. The CG shots look really good, but whenever there's a blend of CG and real life plate, that's where you can totally say it's VFX. You can call it out. And with the editing also, because of the budget constraints, they cannot show many things. So something happens, cut to it has already happened. We don't see the whole thing, and that's understandable. But none of it comes in the way of the storytelling. All of this is very well backed by the narrative, and it's easy to follow. Now somewhere I felt a bit unsatisfied. Now definitely this film is very risky. You're doing something very different. Someone is backing you with the money and you have to make sure that the risk is minimized. But you're not compromising on the vision. And I felt the way they minimized the risk was to rely on something which is very familiar to the audiences, which they are used to. And they did that with constructing this superhero narrative in the Telugu masala flavor. Creating comedy through the side characters, the hero's friend, and then there's a whole character who's just there for the comic relief. Then we have a love story angle also. And at moments you feel that, the superhero thing has taken a backseat. But what really amazed me was still how balanced it was. All of it works well together. It never felt, they forcefully put this scene here or they forcefully put a song here. It all flows really well. But it's just that what if? Like, what if the film had focused more on the superhero stuff, the world building? Like, I felt it was very generic. The village, its issues, it's very surface level. I wish there was more detail, more nuances. But the thing is, the film gets the basics right. There is a hero's arc. There is a growth in this character. He starts from being a carefree guy, doesn't really care about anything, to becoming responsible. We see what a real hero is. The superpower doesn't make you a hero. Even the villain narrative, how they come against each other, how's the rivalry built, it's all there. At the end of the day, it's a Telugu masala superhero film setting up a cinematic universe. But I don't know how well that will translate to different languages, especially Hindi. Because, I've been watching Telugu cinema for a long time now. Not that I've seen everything, but I'm used to it. I'm used to the masala filmmaking. I'm used to the comedy of it. So for me, a lot of things worked. But I'm not sure for people who are new to it or people who have been exposed to different kind of films, how will they accept it? It's all about how you want to look at it. Do you want to appreciate what Prasanth Varma was able to do and how well he did it? Or do you want to ponder about what it could have been? You have to see where you lie. There is a religious element to it. It works really well. They create really good movements and imagery. And it's a really good start of, creating our own superheroes, our own stories. But you also have to remember the youth, the audience are exposed to superhero genre, from Hollywood. And of course, you cannot, compare it. And personally, I'll always support films like this. But it is a genre that is getting saturated. Even Hollywood is failing now. So considering all of it, for me, I felt it was a one-time watch. I'm definitely fascinated to see where the universe go. I'm always into it. And with the ending of the film, it gave me goosebumps. So I cannot wait to see what lies ahead. I hope this film works and it's definitely gonna be a game changer in Telugu cinema and also in Indian cinema. And there's a lot more to Telugu cinema than people see. They think it's just over-the-top action sequences and big stars, mass films. No, there are some underrated gems which I talked about in this video. You should definitely check it out. What do you think? Do it in the comments below and I will see you next time.